So why should Channing Tatum's Gambit movie get a shot at redemption in the MCU? Let's dive into all the details we know about the upcoming film. Channing Tatum's been pushing for his Gambit movie for ages, but it's been stuck in development limbo for what feels like forever. But guess what? With Marvel taking over the X-Men universe, there's a glimmer of hope that Gambit might finally see the light of day. Imagine that! Tatum strutting his stuff as the smooth-talking mutant thief we all know and love. Alright, for those who might not be familiar with Gambit, let's break it down. Gambit, also known as Remy Etienne LeBeau, is a character from Marvel Comics, often associated with the X-Men. Created by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee, Gambit made his first appearances in the Uncanny X-Men Annual number 14 and the Uncanny X-Men number 266 back in the early 90s. Now, Gambit is no ordinary guy. He's a mutant, born with superhuman abilities, including the power to manipulate kinetic energy to his will. He's also a master of card throwing, hand-to-hand combat, and wielding a bow staff. Gambit has this cool trick where he charges up playing cards and other objects with kinetic energy, turning them into explosive projectiles. Before joining the X-Men, Gambit was part of a thieves' guild, which made some of his fellow mutants a bit wary of him. Plus, there's the whole complicated relationship thing with his on-again, off-again love interest and eventual wife, Rogue. Add to that his shady past connections with the villain Mr. Sinister, and you've got yourself one complex character. But beneath his suave exterior, Gambit has a vulnerable side, especially when it comes to Rogue. Hailing from New Orleans, he's fiercely proud of his Cajun heritage and speaks both Cajun English and Louisiana French. In the world of comics, Gambit has had his fair share of solo adventures, with a few ongoing series attempts and some mini-series to boot. He's also been featured in animated series and video games based on the X-Men. And in the realm of live action, Gambit made his big screen debut in the 2009 film X-Men Origins Wolverine, played by Taylor Kitsch. So there you have it. Gambit may have had a bumpy ride getting to the big screen, but he's definitely a character worth knowing about, especially with the potential for some exciting adventures in the MCU. Now rewind to 2006. Tatum was this close to playing Gambit in X-Men The Last Stand, but then Taylor Kitsch swooped in for a quick stint in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and that was pretty much it. Fast forward to 2014, and Tatum's officially cast as Gambit for a standalone flick. But guess what? It's been a roller coaster ride since then, with creative holdups and director switches keeping the movie stuck in limbo. And just when it seemed like things might pick up, Disney swooped in and bought 20th Century Fox, hitting pause on Gambit yet again. With that being said, let's talk about Channing Tatum's Gambit for a minute. It's been stuck in development limbo for what feels like forever. Channing poured his heart and soul into this project, but every time it starts to gain momentum, something seems to hold it back. In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Channing opened up about the whole ordeal. He was gutted when the studio pulled the plug on the Gambit movie they'd been working on for years. With Disney buying Fox and Marvel getting involved, the whole vibe of the film just didn't seem to match up with what they had in mind. It's left Channing feeling pretty uncertain about whether Gambit will ever see the light of day. But here's the thing. Marvel Studios could be Gambit's knight in shining armor. They're slowly introducing mutants into the MCU, paving the way for characters like Gambit to join the party. So, who knows? Maybe there's still hope for Channing's dream project after all. With that being said, how could Gambit fit into the MCU's big picture? Well, Remy LeBeau, the smooth-talking mutant thief with kinetic powers, takes center stage in his own rom-com/heist hybrid movie. Now, that sounds like something straight out of Marvel's playbook, right? But here's the thing. Gambit doesn't necessarily have to be confined to just one standalone film. He could easily become a spin-off series or even pop up as a special feature in larger MCU X-Men films. Imagine Channing Tatum's take on the character adding a whole new dynamic to the MCU, whether he's stealing hearts or pulling off epic heists. There's so much potential for Gambit in the MCU, and it would be a shame to see Channing Tatum's passion project go to waste. Let's cross our fingers and hope that Marvel Studios sees the opportunity to bring Gambit into the fold before it's too late. It's been a roller coaster ride for the Gambit movie, with Channing Tatum's passion project stuck in development hell for years. Despite Tatum's commitment to the role, the film faced constant setbacks, with directors like Rupert Wyatt, Doug Liman, and Gore Verbinski all coming and going due to scheduling conflicts. The script also went through multiple rewrites, reflecting the uncertainty surrounding the X-Men cinematic universe as a whole. With the franchise struggling after X-Men Days of Future Past, Gambit's fate seemed uncertain. Ultimately, the acquisition of 20th Century Fox by Disney spelled the end for Gambit. As the mutant rights reverted back to Marvel Studios, the project was officially scrapped, adding it to the list of cancelled X-Men movies. Tatum expressed his disappointment, acknowledging the need to let go of the dream. But now, with Marvel Studios gearing up to reboot the X-Men in the MCU, Gambit has a fresh chance to shine on the big screen. Whether he gets his own spin-off movie or plays a supporting role in the X-Men reboot, fans are eager to see him brought to life in the MCU. With the X-Men's arrival on the horizon, hopefully Gambit won't be too far behind. With Deadpool making his way into the MCU, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to imagine Gambit teaming up with him in Deadpool 3. Especially considering the time travel and TVA stuff that Deadpool 3 is rumored to bring, the possibilities are endless. And with its R rating, Deadpool 3 could pave the way for some epic showdowns, including one we've all been waiting for, Deadpool vs. Gambit. In the comics, Deadpool vs. Gambit is a limited series that delves into the characters' pre-X-Men relationship. Written by Ben Acker and Ben Blacker, with art by Danilo Beyruth, the series spans 5 thrilling issues, exploring the dynamic between the Merc with a Mouth and the Ragin' Cajun. Marvel announced the miniseries in 2016, riding high on the success of the Deadpool film and with a Gambit movie in the works. The title itself, Deadpool vs. Gambit, was a nod to the iconic Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, teasing an epic clash between two beloved characters. While the series received mixed reviews, with some critics praising the art while others criticized the writing, it's clear that fans were intrigued by the idea of these two characters facing off. And now, with Deadpool joining the MCU, there's a chance we could see this epic showdown play out on the big screen. Whether it's a team-up or a battle royale, the prospect of seeing Deadpool and Gambit sharing the screen is enough to get any Marvel fan excited. And with Deadpool 3 on the horizon, who knows what other surprises Marvel Studios has in store for us? Furthermore, the team saw some significant changes in the most recent X-Men 97 episode, when Gambit selflessly gave his life to prevent Genosha from collapsing. Nightcrawler is now formally joining the X-Men and stepping up to take his place. In Episode 6, we see Professor Xavier alive and well in space with Lilandra, while Storm struggles to regain her powers. But the big news comes with the introduction of Nightcrawler into the opening credits, signaling his new role as an official member of the team. The change in the credits reflects the somber tone following Gambit's demise, with his name card being omitted alongside Magneto's. But Nightcrawler's arrival brings a sense of hope to the team as he takes his place among the X-Men. His appearance in the credits also hints at his potential storyline, with references to his faith and his iconic twin swords from the comics. And Storm's return to her classic black costume further suggests that the series is drawing inspiration from the classic giant-size X-Men #1 storyline. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.